This is not your classic spy genre hero, and it's the nature of that underdog that really makes it intriguing.
Although it's set in the world of intelligence, and we've seen lots of these stories before, it's different in that our hero is not a special agent. He's an intelligence gatherer who wants to avenge his wife's death.
I just wanted to do something that was elegant, sophisticated, smart, and from the point of view of an unexpected hero doing extraordinary things.
The Amateur existed as a book back in the 80s and had been a movie previously. The producers, Hutch Parker, Dan Wilson, had wanted for quite a while to see this come to a new audience. Spy films are so often robust, full of machismo. Charlie Heller isn't those things.
You look at the moment where Charlie flinches after an explosion, and we both thought, yeah, that's good. We've never seen that before.
The cool version of this, if it isn't the Amateur, is walking away, doesn't even flinch as the building blows up in the background. We're trying to undercut that.
Bang, bang.
You know, you're used to seeing a guy walk away without blinking, but it's impossible not to flinch. I would have one, and then I would start to hustle after the first one.
Action.
Rami, being such a gifted actor, is bringing a whole kind of complexity and nuance to it.
The convoy? We targeted our allies.
He's a very unique and unusual actor who brings a really original kind of energy that gives his work a certain unpredictability.
Rami brings intensity, a certain quirkiness, an electric energy. He's just somebody you want to watch, you want to travel with.
It's been so much fun to finally get to work with Rami. We've known each other for a number of years, and it's been really fun to watch him come into his own as a producer on this movie too, and to watch him behind the monitor.
Fortunately, I had the backing of a studio that I've been working with for a long time. They gave me all the agency, not only to act in it, but to produce it as well.
Sorry, I'm gone.
I was very aware that we had a great script. It would attract great actors. But it was nice to be able to call upon people who I wanted to work with all my life.
What's fascinating about the story is along the way, Helen meets a succession of rather wonderful characters. So it really is a rich ensemble with some really serious actors.
Every day, it was just, who am I gonna meet and who am I gonna have to marshal my talents to reach that same level? There was a constant feeling of, let's just up the game, day in and day out.
Bye.
Rachel Brosnahan is just such an asset to have as part of the ensemble. She brings an energy to the studio floor, to the location floor, every time she arrives.
Rachel and I have been wanting to work together for so long, and so we were constantly meeting up and talking about working together. I think we both inherently knew there would be chemistry.
Remind you of me.
Don't need reminding.
Rami and I have talked a lot about how it feels like they're soulmates. They bring out the best in each other. It's just a pure love. And so it makes it that much more difficult when Sarah's taken hostage and ultimately killed in a really brutal way.
The scene where Sarah is killed is challenging from a story point of view because it's remote from our principal character. He's not there to see the key crime unfold.
He takes Sarah as a hostage.
The cool thing about shooting this awful death scene at St. Pancras is that it's shot both by CCTV and also by handheld cell phone cameras. These days, if something like this happened, it wouldn't be unlikely that a number of people might, even as they're in the middle of this crisis, try to tape it.
So we've tried to create a big scale dramatic scene, but captured with the energy and the immediacy of those sorts of witnesses.
So we needed to make sure we had it from all the different angles, so Heller can piece it together.
I don't want you to kill them. I want to kill them myself.
The brutality of what happened is one of the main things that sets him on this journey.
Let's use Henderson.
Lawrence Fishburne's character is called Henderson. And the first day Lawrence turns up, he says, well, I had a friend who was Marine. He was called Henderson, and he was always known as Hendo. So from now on, I'm called Hendo. And you don't say no to Lawrence.
My friends call me Hendo. You will call me Colonel Henderson.
Who better to be the person who trains you and slaps you in the face?
Do it now!
All right, all right.
Put your finger on the trigger.
The relationship, in terms of master-teacher, come on, gives us an opportunity to really, really find some wonderful things to play together.
I think he handled that with such nuance and grace and could have easily come off as a villain, and somehow you just don't want him to ever leave that film.
Maybe y'all misjudged this individual?
You think?
Those three actors, the lead roles in the CIA, Danny Holt and Lawrence, brought a gravitas to the scenes. And we wanted that. We wanted to feel the authority and the danger that these guys bring into any scene. And to see that kind of level of actor opposite Rami and see the way they lift each other's game and they fence and they experiment with the language in the scene is really impressive. I can just sit back and let it happen.
Charlie, you gotta get out of there. You've got to go. Right now.
What I love about Katrina's work and the character of Inquiline is there's a extreme vulnerability, a sense of loss that they both share.
I wasn't prepared for how quiet the world would become.
She is very much more equipped than Charlie to handle any adversary. And yet Katrina does it in this very elegant, sophisticated way. It's very powerful in the film.
What I loved about her is, again, it feels like this very unlikely person who has a kind of mission of justice in a way, which I thought was really interesting about her.
We had an extraordinary ensemble at large, the best of the best, and they brought it day in and day out. Michael Stuhlbarg, Julianne Nicholson, and then John Bernthal, who has been a longtime friend of mine.
You kidding me?
He does things on the day that just make you feel so alive as an actor, because I don't want to throw him under the bus, but he'll improv quite a bit.
He's a killer, by the way.
A director could easily get jarred by that, but we had one of the best in James Hawes.
Give and take away. Exactly. Give and take away.
James Hawes, yeah, James. He's a very thoughtful director. He's very thorough, and he's very interested in the details.
I'm more than fortunate to have James Hawes as our director. Big budget motion picture, and he was calm, decisive, and extremely thoughtful.
And cut. I love that one.
The way that he works is very nuanced. He's very much about, you know, the very small details of a story and how those characters move within that world.
And he's just very sure of what he wants. It seems like such a given, but it's such an incredible asset as a director. There's just an ease with it all, which just creates such a lovely environment.
And he's very collaborative. He's always kind of interested in having his actors pose questions and present ideas.
It's been so much fun working with James. He has such a clear vision for this film and has obviously spent so much time with it. It's just been a really nice group of people who are making a movie that at times can be dark and challenging, and so it's nice to have that style of leadership.
It's an excellent script. It's the kind of old-fashioned thriller that I think we should be making more of.
There's such heart to this film, which I think is going to give it this real depth.
I wanted to make an action film that speaks volumes, and The Amateur does just that.